This episode is brought to you by the Old Dominion Athletic Foundation. Because of you, we create winners in the classroom, in athletic competition, and in life. Become a member today.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah. Hello, Monarch fans.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Hudson Homers podcast. Coming to you after a road ranked series victory. How about that, TV?
Wow. That was great. That's I've said it a few times in this podcast. I said these guys are the one thing they've been consistent at is being inconsistent, and they might just screw around and go down and beat the number 8 team at their place, and that's what happened. So we love it.
We've definitely risen to the level of competition. We saw it against Southern Miss, see it again against Coastal, but this time we come out of there with 2 wins. You called it last week when I was like, oh, we just need to win one game. One game, we keep the hopes alive. You're like, why not just win the series? And I guess they listened to you. Glad they did.
I think I said sweep, so they didn't quite listen to me. But no, it was great. That's awesome for the guys. And speaking of that, we'll stop all the preamble. We can do a lot of talking after. We got a couple of the guys hanging out right now, ready to talk to us.
Yes, we do. We got Darin Kuskie and Nick Sulpizio joining us, doing things backwards today. But what's up, fellas?
Good. How are you?
Well, we are doing great. Man. I think we're all celebrating, trying to get our voices back. I spent a week in Chicago, then yelling at my TV all weekend. So thanks for that, fellas.
How'd that feel going in there? I mean, I haven't been down there. It looks like a minor league park. It looks like a great place to play. How'd that feel getting down there? Especially like Nick, you got the last out. How'd that feel?
Yeah, I mean, that was really cool, but it seemed like it kind of cleared out at the end of Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously it wasn't that loud because they didn't win. So it was mainly just the about 100 ODU fans or so cheering. So, I mean, it was good to see our fans down there too. But, yeah, definitely a nice park.
That's great.
Yeah, it sounded on the TV broadcast like there were a lot of ODU fans. I wasn't sure if that was being done on purpose because that's just where the fans were or not. But it seems like there's a great contingent of fans that came down. Darren, did you see them down there too?
Yeah, there was a good amount of fans, and our dugout was definitely making some noise too.
Yeah, you guys do a good job of getting loud when it's when you need it. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
If I remember last year at War Memorial, their fans were pretty chippy the entire time, partially because they seemed shocked they were getting hit by a pitch. But were you all feeling that kind of Friday and going into Saturday, just the fan chippiness there?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, wasn't the worst atmosphere to play in ever, but I mean, yeah, it's not like a friendly environment, I guess.
Well, what's the worst one you've ever played in, if you want to call somebody out?
Probably Clemson fans are probably the worst.
Yeah, that's pretty big. Yeah, those SEC schools, that's which they're trying to emulate that, so that makes sense. About you, Nick, what's the worst place, worst fans you've I mean, not the worst, but like the most aggressive or whatever however you want to phrase it?
I would say the Southern Miss fans last year. They were, especially since they got that hill right there that leads right next to our bullpen. So it was kind of like surrounded by the Southern Miss fans.
Yeah, I remember being out there in BP. It's just kind of like, man, they're right on top of you. They sure were talking a lot.
Yeah, they were really close.
Yeah. Well, going into this weekend, obviously, like getting 1 from Coastal is good. You all got 2, which is even better. How was the team feeling? How was that bus ride home? And what have y'all been chatting about amongst yourselves since beating Coastal?
The bus ride home was a lot. It was, 5.5 hours of not, I would say, any silence throughout the whole 6 hours. So if you wanted to sleep, there was no sleeping on the bus back, but there was no reason to sleep after winning 2 there.
I did notice a lot of the guys on social media, there seemed to be a common phrase of committed to having the funnest summer ever, which I love. I think that's great. I mean, I think that's clearly an indication of like, the funnest summer ever would be making a run to like the College World Series, right? I have to imagine that's where they're coming from.
Oh, yeah.
Who was there anybody in particular who started that, or who's kind of driving the bus is a big thing. Who's kind of driving the bus on that one?
I honestly don't really know where that started. It seemed like one day we just showed up and it was funnest summer ever. So I'm not really sure.
There's a
Yeah.
few of them. Like I think like Maverick, Kellen, Shoe. Like a few of them started it.
Okay, the old men. Okay, I see.
I think I saw Mavericks post first, if that counts for anything,
Yeah.
but I don't know when it actually started.
I love it. I think for the guys that are coming back next year, just start with that day one. Just start that. Don't
Yeah.
wait until to May to come up with it. I love it as a thing, but let's keep that started next year, day one. So you guys, speaking of the season, you both you've had some real great moments, both of you. You've had some real not fun moments, I'm sure.
Mhm.
For each of you, how have you been able to kind of navigate the ups and downs? Maybe not get too high when it's high and not get too low when things aren't going right.
It's a long season. You play 56 games, and it's my third year of college baseball now, so I played a lot. And just treat every game the same, basically. I mean, look at it, take the positives from a bad start, or take the negatives from a good start, or kind of mix of both, and then just keep pushing week by week.
By you, Nick.
Yeah, I kind of piggyback off what he said. It's like it is a long season, and I feel like everyone's going to have ups and downs. And I mean, it's kind of with Marin, he definitely helps us and reminds us to be confident and always to trust ourselves in the work that we put in throughout the week that is going to show up when we pitch in the weekend.
And then, Darin, I want to talk a little bit about last week against Arkansas State, just because that's obviously a huge series. A lot of really big moments happened over that weekend. But you coming out the gate in that first game against Arkansas State, 6 innings, no runs, I think only 3 hits, and then 11 strikeouts. Was there anything different with that game? A little different game plan, approach, feeling yourself, or just the ball landing in the right spot?
Yeah, I mean, stuff-wise, everything was pretty similar. I was just able to locate better, and we knew there'd be a pretty aggressive offense, so use that to my advantage and let them chase a little bit.
That's great. I want to both of you guys tell us about how you ended up at ODU. Like Nick, I know you've been here all 3 years. You came out of high school. Tell us a little about the process for you ending up at Old Dominion.
Yeah, so I think it was my sophomore summer. Marin saw me at it was like some New Jersey state games for the high school players, and he saw me there. And I mean, ever since then, he would always call me and follow me throughout the summer, going to Georgia and stuff. And he was really personable, and he was always calling, checking in, and it kind of just made you seem at home. And I haven't even stepped foot on campus yet. And then when he showed me, I came here and took the tour, it was yeah, this place is awesome. I would love to start my college baseball journey here.
And you showed up, and there were already 9 other Jersey guys, so you felt at home.
Yeah, I already knew Marco was coming here, and he went to the rival high school stuff. So it was definitely a lot of local players that I already knew, which was definitely also a bonus.
What's interesting too, because you were in Jersey, but then you ended up, I think your senior year, you went to Pro 5 down in North Carolina. How'd that end up happening?
Yeah, it's kind of just in high school I was I guess kind of a late bloomer, so to speak. And then I guess we just thought that was the best idea, and that's what I ended up doing for my last year of high school.
Okay. I tried to see you play for them, but you were too lazy to show up that day. I just want to remind everybody of that.
Yeah, I think yeah, I got hurt when I went down there, so I only ended up throwing. I only threw 1 inning in the last game of the season in May. So
oh wow, okay.
Yeah, it was kind of
yeah.
unfortunate with that.
Yeah, well, it's good. Well, at least you haven't had really any injuries here that have been any major, so that's good.
Yep.
And then DK, you had kind of a very different side where you went to USC Upstate. Or UC Upstate, I forgot how you say USC Upstate, for the first 2 years, then appeared through the portal. So tell us about how you ended up at Old Dominion.
Yeah, I mean, out of high school, I think I had 2 offers, maybe 2 or 3 offers. Yeah, I was a really late bloomer. I really didn't even hit my stride until I almost got on campus. And then, yeah, I played there for 2 years, and I needed a change, needed a step up, and some more help and development. And in the portal, Marin reached out to me, and it's the best pitching coach I talked to in the portal. So it was pretty much a no-brainer to come here.
Like that.
It's a pretty good sales pitch there.
Yeah.
And a little closer to home, too, because you're from Maryland.
Yes.
So it's a little bit better. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Awesome. Well, Darin, let's go through what pitches do you throw and how did you develop the arm action you have? Because CB's got some great still shots of you. I mean, just like right over top of your head.
Yeah.
So just take us all the things that lead to you pitching the way that you do.
Yeah. So in high school, I kind of threw like a windmill. Like I didn't even bend my elbow. And my pitching coach at home was like, yeah, that's just not gonna cut it. So one winter he just had me throw a football every single day for the winter for 2 or 3 months probably. And then I came back and my arm action was way shorter and more over the top, kind of like a football player, I guess. And that's kind of where I developed my pitching motion and my velocity kind of took off from there. And then I got here and I developed a new changeup, a kick change, a spike change with Marin, and a new cutter grip too. So I throw a four seam, a slider, a cutter, and a changeup.
Was Stott helping you with your arm action there on throwing the football at any point in time?
No, he would be really good help though.
Yeah. And same thing for you, Nick. Just love to know the pitches you throw, what you've found successful, and just kind of how your journey has gone here, changing your arm action and grips and things like that.
Yeah, so I'd say earlier in the year I was mainly just sinker and slider, and I mean that wasn't really working out. So I would say about I think halfway through the year, or around halfway, we kind of switched and went mainly four seam and changeup, and that's definitely been working way better in the second half of the season. I throw a four seam, a sinker, a changeup, and a slider.
What was that last pitch you threw yesterday? Was that a slider?
No, that was a fastball.
That was a fastball. Okay.
Yeah.
I forget you got that nasty movement. All right. There we go.
Yeah, that's the thing. That four seam, I don't think it ever comes out straight. It's always moving because they were having big time trouble yesterday picking you up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we mentioned football. Did either one of you guys play other sports in high school or maybe even younger that you were any good at?
I played basketball in high school, and then I played street hockey up until 8th grade.
Ooh,
sure.
Like some street hockey.
Yeah.
I never played any other sport. I stopped playing other sports when I got to high school, but when I was younger, I did swimming and soccer, and I was probably the best at swimming when I was a kid.
Okay.
That's my best sport.
See, you got that long swimmer body. I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
See you. You got the Michael Phelps shoulders. I got you.
Yeah.
Were you guys hitters in high school? Did y'all get out there and swing a little bit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
What position did you play other than pitcher?
I play every outfield or shortstop or third, really anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, I just played third in high school.
Okay. Are you guys who's the better hitter on the team? Who's the best pitcher? Who's the best hitting pitcher between the two of you and on the team?
I don't know. We haven't
I don't think anyone has ever seen each other swing a bat.
Yeah.
That's
And
all right.
We have
These
to
guys are too
pull up some
polite.
old video and highlights for that.
Yeah, you guys are too polite. See, because this is where you need somebody to be obviously me. I bet Kellen would be like, I am. See, that's you guys are too polite.
I've heard he's got some power. So
Yeah.
I saw Kellen go 5 for 5 in a game in high school, so he could ball a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like Ben Tam would just be quiet. He'd go get a bat and just start hitting gappers the whole time. It just seems like him.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've seen both of your roommates at some point in the background on this call. I don't know if you're aware of that or not. But Nick, I don't know who's at the top of the stairs, but who's in your house this year?
it's me, Darin, and Marcus.
Yeah, it was
And
Marcus.
I think-
So Marcus was in both shots. That's what it was.
Yeah, Marcus came down and he saw me on the call, and then I heard him go upstairs and he opened Darin's door and he was on the call also.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, you're in here too." I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
We would have invited Marcus. Can come on in. We love him too. He always says no to me when I ask him to talk.
Really?
Awesome. Well, I know you all are going to Dirty Buffalo here later. Is that just like a meet and greet promotion, or what's going on over there at Dirty Buff?
Oh yeah, it's like
just
a
a-
meet and greet.
Good.
Yeah, it's like a meet and greet, and they gave us dinner last week too for the trivia night, so they're doing another promotional thing, giving us dinner again.
You guys are smart. That's the way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the kind of NIL I can get behind. Dinner. Yes.
Yeah.
Especially wings at Dirty Buff too, man. That's
Yeah. Oh
that's
my
pretty
God.
solid there. That's my go-to stop whenever I'm down in town.
Mhm.
Awesome. Well, I know there's a lot of excitement, a lot of stuff going forward. You got a big series with JMU coming up. Have you all started talking about JMU yet? I mean, it sounds like the mindset is just win the next game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, every time we go into a series, we want to win 3. We don't ever just want to win 1 or 2, or just it's kind of just like win every game you can.
Well, awesome. Well, we'll certainly be cheering you on this weekend to take on JMU's season finale for the home games before they head on to Montgomery. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday series, make sure you head over to the ballpark, support these guys. I think the senior day activities are going on Saturday, I believe.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I think it was like Mother's Day, graduation on Friday, and then senior day Saturday.
All coming
So, yeah,
together.
it should be a good weekend.
Yeah.
What's that like for you guys? Since you've both been through a couple of senior days as not seniors, what's it like for you as not seniors being part of those? It's got to be interesting, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's kind of like happy and sad at the same time, because some of those guys last time playing, and it's definitely the last time you guys will be on the same team. Yeah. But it's also like cool to see your friends graduating and doing other stuff.
Yeah, it's a little sad. I mean, for me, I've only played with these guys for a year, but I know Nick's played with them for 3 now. Like, it's pretty sad to see somebody you played with for 3 years, I don't get to play with them again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, these days you never know. They may be able to come back for another year, because I think Scotty Young had walked at senior day last year, and he's obviously back on the team.
Yeah. Who knows? Can't get rid of him.
No, definitely not.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys joining us. Won't hold you up any longer. Y'all get out there, get your free food. We love it. Hey, we appreciate everything you guys are doing. Just keep it up and just keep taking it one pitch at a time. So it's fun to watch.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with Coach Finwood.
The Old Dominion Athletic Foundation, or commonly referred to as the ODAF, was established in 1964 as a nonprofit organization. The mission of the ODAF is to raise financial support for ODU athletics to ensure that our coaches and student athletes have the resources necessary to compete for championships. The ODAF is integral to the success of ODU athletics and is the channel through which our fans and alumni can partner with our coaches and student athletes for the advancement of the athletics program. Through the generous efforts of our donors, loyal fan base, and community, the ODU alumni from around the globe, the ODAF raises money for student athletic scholarship support and endowments, capital projects, program-specific support, and athletic department operations. Funds are raised through annual giving, multi-year pledges, events, premium seating, and planned giving. With questions about how to get involved in one or more of these initiatives, reach out to an ODAF representative. Gifts to the ODAF are investments in the lives of our student athletes. ODAF members receive exclusive benefits such as priority points for postseason and away game seating, parking, VIP, and hospitality experiences, and more. Because of you, we create winners in the classroom, in athletic competition, and in life. Contact the ODAF and become a member today.
Yeah, thanks, Blaine.
Welcome back, fans, and thank you, Blaine. Good to have Nick and Darin on. I know they got wings on the brain, so I want to make sure we get there. They go enjoy that, and of course, meet a bunch of the fans. They're going to be showing up.
Yes, and even if they don't meet a bunch of the fans, they meet a bunch of the wings. That's what really matters.
I mean, that's a win is great. A win there, and Dirty Buff is a good spot for it.
Yes.
But we have Coach Finwood joining us as usual. Finny, how about that weekend down in South Carolina?
Yeah. It ended up being a beautiful weekend, and we had a lot of fun. Especially the last 2 days. Friday wasn't much fun. That was probably one of the longest games of my entire coaching career. 4-hour game, and you get out hit by 1 maybe and get beat by 8. We just gave them a bunch, but the guys bounced back. 3 of those 4 games last week we played pretty good baseball. So beating Richmond on Tuesday and then going down there and winning that series, which that's an awful hard place to win a series, and not a lot of road teams have won there. I think a couple in the last few years. So we just got, after Friday, I had a sense. I mean, and this is just, I don't know whether it's good or bad. It just is. I'm not a big rah-rah, let's go get them, this is a big game. I just don't think baseball is best played that way. When you got the right guys, they just focus on playing the game, not so much the opponent. I feel that way about scouting reports. That doesn't mean we don't want to be prepared by any means, but I think you can spend too much time thinking about what the other people do well, and you're not spending enough time focusing on what you do well. And, that's kind of the old John Wooden philosophy. Like, let's take care of our stuff and be the best version of us. I thought Friday, and it started all week, Coastal this, Coastal that. They're so awesome. They're ranked and blah, blah, blah. And we just overcooked the grits of that game way too much. Everybody was tight. They were trying too hard. Offensively, we did enough, but we were just not good on the mound. And Kusk maybe wasn't a real good matchup for them. They do hit breaking balls fine when they're up, and he couldn't get the fastball in on them. And then, we misplayed a couple balls. He misplayed a bunt. We misplayed a couple balls on defense and walked them too many times and hit them too many times, and you can't beat them, give your bases. So after the game, we said, "Look, man, can you just stop and just play baseball? Like, throw strikes, make routine plays, compete at the plate. If we get some big hits, we'll have a chance. If you just do those things, it's just treat it like another game instead of all this hoopla, And the guys came out and did it. I mean, the next day we were much more in the groove, calm, focused. And I thought J.J. Gaddy, gave us a really good start. And, the lineup was turning over for the third time after 4. And it wasn't that he was throwing poorly. It just felt like it was time to make a change. And we debated it a little bit in the dugout. And, I told the guys, I said, look, man, Ben Tanton's down there who no one's hit this year. And are we going to bring him in if we're down or bring him into a mess? I'm not going to sleep great tonight if we don't get him in this game at the right time. Now, if he gets the shit knocked out of him, I can live with that. I can live with that. It's still the right move because he's been our best guy. And we brought him in, and he was just nails, man. I mean, 5 shutout innings. I think 1 hit. That was 2 outs in the 9th. Maybe.
Yeah.
And 1 walk and 7 strikeouts, and he was fantastic. Can't say anything other than that. And we were able to scrap and, claw and get a couple more runs, on top of that. I mean, Will Johnson had a really good weekend swinging the bat.
Wow.
And defensively, his last month, I don't know what he's hitting the last month, but it's a lot. Got to be over 400. And, he's raised his average probably 60 points.
Which is not easy to do when you already have a bunch of at-bats.
Yeah, he's just been hot as a firecracker, man, and hitting the ball all over the field, which is what he did early in the season, and then he got away from it a little bit, and he's gotten back to having a really good aggressive approach up there, and swinging at strikes, F. Morales had a lot of big at-bats for us, I thought, as well. So we get a hard-fought 6-3 win and really pitched well. And we only used 2 pitchers, which was huge. I mean, our Achilles heel in these weekends has been we've been winning 1 because we've had to go through so many guys just to get that 1. We run out of bullets a little bit on Sunday.
Yeah.
And so it saved us some. And, again, another Sunday we're playing for the series. And just like all the rest of them, right? And one last Sunday, that was big. Guys knew they could do it. And on a rubber match, and of course, we knew Cameron Fluke was going to start. And I said, look, just do me a favor. Don't get hung up in all this hype about Cameron Fluke. They're going to be fired up. He's good. He's going to be a high draft pick. You got to lay off the high fastball. and he's not going to be out there for that long because he's on pitch count. So if we're patient and we can wait him out, their closer hadn't thrown yet. We got to get him in the game early. He's good too. But the earlier you can get him in the game, the better chance you're going to have. And they'll bring him in early because he's thrown multiple innings. Horn. And so, I mean, that couldn't have worked out any better. I mean, Will hits the second pitch of the game out of the ballpark, and we scratched 2 more in the third to knock him out. Now they're closers in the game in the third inning, and he's good. But we wore him out. You know, we got to him. He got tired, and we were able to expand that lead. And in the meantime, you know, Conker was throwing the ball really well. Pat Johnson came in and didn't feel good, and we kind of knew it when he came in. It was one of those weird things. It can happen at times in a baseball game. You know, Pat threw real well, probably longer than he'd gone all year against Richmond. And when he came in the game, Brandon Pond kind of called down and said, "Man, he ain't got it." he ain't got it. Like, so we said immediately, you know, of course.
How often does that happen?
It doesn't happen very often.
Okay, interesting.
One of the disadvantages of coaching third base when you're in the first base dugout is that doesn't get communicated properly. And I just said, let's learn from this. You know, the next time that happens, we got to be able to hell with it, whether you're talking to me or not. Like, get somebody else going. Fortunately, Pat, you know, got 2 outs, and I think he walked whatever, gave up a hit. But it was the right time to bring Bailey in, and he got Barthol, I think, to ground out to first to get out of that inning. And then Bailey went back out, and this is well, he got an out, but then it just wasn't great. And it just felt like the right time to bring Sulpizio in. And he came in and did a great job, man. I mean, you know, we give up 1 in that 1 inning, and then that was it. J.O. was really good, you know, in 4 innings to start the game. So, you know, pitching wise, the last 2 days, I don't know, would we hold him to like 10 hits in 2 games or something like that?
Yeah.
It wasn't much. It was 6 hits on Sunday and
6 and 5, so 11 hits.
11 hits against the number 8 team in the country on the road. That's pretty damn good.
Pretty good. And we didn't walk them. You know, I think we had 13 strikeouts Saturday and 2 walks, and yesterday maybe 4, 8 and 4.
Yeah, 4 and 10.
Yeah, 10 and 4. We didn't walk them, and I you know, sometimes it takes. These are the intricacies of a game. You need an umpire that's got the balls to ring guys up back there, especially in that environment. And I thought that was a really good crew we had this weekend, and the Saturday and Sunday guys definitely did. And you know, it was a bigger zone yesterday for both teams. Friday was a really tight zone.
It was.
But both those guys.
Yesterday started tight, it felt like, and then it got bigger about the third.
He loosened it up. You're right. He did, because they barked at him on I think Morales' first at bat. F was walking back to the dugout, and the guy balled it. And they, you know, when the hitter does that, I mean, you're just setting the guy.
I was laughing at that one, like, oh no, it's going to be a long day if that's not strike 3.
That guy's good. That guy's usually good. He's a good umpire, and he settled down, and you know, he was calling strikes, which what you want. And
I said sometimes I think the umpires just need a drink of water. I think sometimes they go get a drink of water, and all of a sudden the strike zone's clear again.
Yeah, there you go. But Nick was really good. Ben was really good. I thought our pitching, you know, the last 2 days was really solid, and we played good baseball. We caught the ball on defense. We had so many big hits, especially with 2 outs. A bunch of 2-out RBIs, you know, and a bunch of 2-out and 2 strike RBIs. So approach-wise, offensively, that was probably our best weekend of the year, you know, against a very good pitching staff.
Yeah, I was really encouraged Friday. Like, you know, we gave away, I think, 14 free passes, and I just felt like we kind of gave that game away. We had the 1 inning where we didn't allow a hit, but I think 5 runs scored. Yeah. But what I was encouraged by was that the bats just kept going. Like, they kept getting hits. They kept chipping away. Like, they weren't just mailing it in because they were down by a lot. And I think CB and I were texting each other at the same time saying, if we can hit like this the rest of the series, we're definitely going to win a game, if not 2.
Yeah. And, you know, when you think about it, their Saturday guy has been pretty good all year for them. And we had him around good. And it just was a good, good solid team effort. It wasn't just one guy, although Will was probably the highlight. But we had a bunch of big hits, and Scotty got a couple big ones, and Nick Felton got big ones, and Zach Late and Mav, and those guys we just hung in there at the plate and really defended the field well. They hit a lot of fly balls, just kind of how they swing, but the balls that were on the ground, we made the plays on. So that's solid. And the guys just felt like they were, to me, it felt more like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, how we played all the time.
Right.
Opposed, expecting to win, but focused and just played good baseball. And we've played more like that this second half of the season, so hopefully we can keep it up.
On this podcast, at one point, the halfway mark, you're like, we're 5-10. I've been through this before when I was at Auburn. You started the season 5-10, and then you went 10-5 the rest of the way.
Yep.
I mean, you realize you could actually exceed that, right?
Well, one game at a time. That's
You could. You got to win Thursday, but
you got to win Thursday, and Kuskie's just been up and down this year, man. He just has been very, very up and down. We need him to be up. He's got to keep the ball down, and he's got to get that breaking ball in play and throw those changeups where he needs to get the lefties. And when he does that, he's been good. And he just can't get us out of it. I think that's certainly possible if we play like we did this, last 2 games. And you got a chance to, have a chance to win all 3. So, but let's get Thursday and get in that tournament. And then you're just working for seeding. Coastal's playing Louisiana over there, and they have to win because Southern Miss is a game behind them, and they're playing Georgia Southern at home. So they're probably
Southern Miss fans were loving us this weekend.
Oh, I heard a lot.
Exactly. But so Coastal's they gotta win, and that's good for us in regards to Louisiana, because they're fighting to try to win the, and they their hosting chances took a big shot this weekend, I think, because they're going to have to get it back. They need to win the league, something like that. So
if you ask some of the Coastal fans, they would tell you that they're no longer making the postseason at all. Because let me tell you, they were down in the dumps about the 7th inning on Sunday, and I enjoyed every second of it.
Isn't it great? Like college baseball fans, sports fans are amazing. Like all those guys stink now. Everybody's the coach.
Right.
It's just the sky can get falling in a hurry, can it?
Yep.
I said, look, man, how you handle success, how you handle failure, all of them, both of them can be imposters, so to speak. All that matters to me is how we play. I'm happy when we win, obviously. But when we play well, I can live with the losses. I know you guys, I feel bad for you guys when we play well and get beat. But our job is to get you guys to play well. And that's what matters. And so I said, all these people are going to be patting you on the back tonight, telling you how great you are. They were the same people that were telling everybody how shitty you were 2 weeks ago.
Right.
So, just remember that. That's life. That's how it works. Be respectful and be humble, and know we still got a lot to play for. Because if you lose this series this weekend or don't play well and don't make the tournament or whatever, then last weekend people are going to forget about that in a hurry.
Yeah. And the point you just made about it's playing well, you can handle it. I think that's been kind of one of the problems this year is when you have lost games. A lot of times it wasn't that you played well and happened to lose. It's that you just did not play well. You probably have less than a handful of those games. They were like, okay, you know what? We just lost that one. I think you're right. If that happens, that happens. Like, hey, you know what? That's baseball.
Yeah. And we were a bad defensive team for the first half of the season. We weren't good enough in taking hits away for one, and we were terrible we were making too many routine errors. And I think quite frankly, like 2 position moves helped us become a pretty good defensive team. Putting Felton in center field, obviously, and putting Zadalis at third base. And he's been up and down offensively, I know, but he's solidified the defensive part of third base. And we were really struggling there, really struggling. And it was costing us games. And those 2 moves, I think, helped us become a pretty good defensive team. Reliable, maybe is the best word. And then Will Johnson figured it out, right? Like he went through a little, space there where he was scuffling offensively and defensively, and it was kind of a streaky thing that was hurting him, but he got it all worked out, and he's playing his tail off on defense now.
And all 3 of those guys you mentioned made big plays all weekend. I mean, Tyler had some hot shots that he knocked down at third, and you just know he's going to make the throw across the diamond. Like you're not worried about where the ball is going to go, and it's going to go right to Zach. Yeah. And then Nick on Sunday, I mean, they hit a couple balls deep in that left center gap, and he tracked them both down, kept runs off the board. I mean, is there a ball he can't get to?
The ball Barthol hit in the first inning, I mean, that's a double, in most cases, and a run on first, so that's a run in, and they're getting it going, right? And he takes that away, man, and those are just momentum changers, They takes it away from them, gives it back to us, or helps us keep it, so to speak. So, I mean, I think that helped us, and the bullpens, worked its way into being much more reliable overall. The starting pitching has still been up and down, but it's we got a few more pieces that we've been able to go to.
Yeah, and speaking of momentum, yesterday when your Coastal gets a run and you kind of feel uh-oh, and then we go and add a run in the next half inning, and we just kind of kept going, getting those runs back, and then ultimately pulled away with runs in the 8th and the 9th. That's something I didn't see us do earlier in the season that we are doing now. And I mean, it's a lot more comfortable when to send Sulpizio out there when it's 9-2 and not 5-2 or something.
Yep, no doubt. Yeah, you can never have enough runs on the road. We've proven that. But
learn that one.
I think, I mean, as a coach, you want your guys to develop a resilience and a way to get up off the mat, so to speak. And I think this group has gotten there. We've been, left for dead, and they've clawed their way that hole, and now you can see the light, so to speak, and now they just got to go take it. And you get to this part of the year, man, it's not as much. It's about trying to keep them fresh and feeling good, but it's not as much about anything other than them just wanting it and playing that way. And you got to thread the needle of trying too hard, I think, sometimes, because that can get you, but you got to just go play. And if we can play that steady like that, then, I think we'll be fine.
I think the most funnest summer ever, I think, was the thing I saw coming from a lot of
fully committed to the funnest summer ever. That's what the bunch of the guys were sharing yesterday, probably while they were on the ride back, which I love, because that implies, the funnest summer ever would be like a run to the College World Series. So I've said maybe next year they could start out with that and not wait till May to discover that plan. But I love the approach.
That would be great. Yeah, I would agree with that. So,
well,
we got 3 games left, man, and in the regular season, at the beginning of each year, I tell them you got 56 scheduled. We got to earn everyone after that, the opportunity to play after that, and so we've got 3 left, and we've got to earn the rest. And it's nice to know that you actually are playing, not just to get in the tournament. But to maybe be in the real tournament, have an opportunity to get that 6th seed, and to win your way into it. Last year we kind of backed into it, getting swept by Coastal, and then having the stuff go the way it needed to go so we could get the 6th seed. But it would be fun, much more gratifying to play your way into it.
Yeah. It's not nice to have 3 wins at the end. And
yeah, and like you said, have an opportunity to go, whatever it is, 9-6, 10-5, 11-4.
Yeah.
In the second half of the season, you would be as hot as anybody in the league. You know, and that's significant.
Yeah, playing your best ball at the right time of year is also, I think, really important for that tournament too. Because if you do get the 6th seed, it's not like it's a magically easy road. You still are going to be playing good teams.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, right now it's what Coastal, Southern Miss, App State, Troy, South Alabama, something like that.
Yeah, South Alabama and Troy are tied.
Troy, yeah.
And then Louisiana's 14 and 13 sitting there in the 6th seed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's still all right there. I mean, the 6th seed is what we're targeting, but there are some scenarios where 5 is on the table too. But you got to depend on other outcomes, and we know we don't necessarily want to do that. Just
as always, just go play your game, pitch in front of you. That's all you can do.
Go play your best on Thursday and see what happens. You know, I know we got a little bit of rain coming in Wednesday night, and then Thursday, hopefully getting out of here sometime, you know, before noon, and then the rest of the weekend looks pretty good. So
yeah, it's looking better today than it did.
Yeah. Today was nasty. We got you know, graduation, and we got senior day, and all of those things this weekend as well. So should be a lot of fun.
In terms of a pitching plan, I know it's a funky week. That's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Are you still rolling Kuskie, Gaddy, Jackson, or how you feeling?
Yeah, I think so. It'll be TBA again on Sunday, because, you know, what we do on Sunday will depend on what we did Thursday and Friday and where we're at. Right. You know, if Sunday doesn't matter, I mean, it all matters. But if we need to hold some guys for, you know, whatever, then we will, if it doesn't matter that much. If it matters on, you win, you get the 6th seed, then we're going after it, obviously. But Kuskie didn't throw that many pitches. Neither did Gaddy, so the 2 days short shouldn't hurt them too much. It's not like they threw, you know, 7-8 innings. The one guy that I think it's going to affect would be Ben Tanton, because he threw 92 pitches, his longest of the year, on Saturday. So I don't see him. We'll see how he feels. I don't see him being available for Thursday. But Friday or Saturday, obviously, yes.
Because it's kind of a tough pitching plan spot too, because yes, you need to win games to get in the tournament, but you also need to be ready, because you could be playing on Tuesday in the tournament, and that's single game. You want to have your best arms. So I'm not envious of you trying to figure all that stuff out over the next couple hours.
It always is. And, you know, it's interesting because the conference will actually allow you to play this past weekend on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, if both teams agree to it, so that you're only you're short that week, but then it's kind of normal the next week. We just couldn't, because we were in exams, and we couldn't leave that day early to do it. So obviously, if you can, and you know you'd like to do that, it's less obtrusive for this weekend coming up. But that's where we're at. So but those guys will go, and then we'll figure game 3 out when we get there.
A lot can happen between now and game 3. So hopefully it's just a couple of ODU wins and we have all the power, right?
Yeah. And, you know, quietly, I think that Jackson Okonkwo's last 3 starts have been pretty good. I think he's gone 3 and 3 or 4 and then 4. And, you know, they haven't been messy. You know, he's been good. So he's getting better. He's starting to really move in the right direction, which is good to see.
He looks.
Yeah, I was at Greenbrier Christian on Friday, and they were asking about him. I was like, it's going pretty good right now. You know, obviously he's a freshman, had some bumps.
Yeah, and Jackson's one of those kids. I tell people sometimes the trajectory of a lot of kids that end up being really good college pitchers goes. They're strike throwers. And sometimes when you're a strike thrower, I love that personally. But you're throwing too many hitter strikes, and so you give up a lot of hits. But you're not afraid to throw strikes. Then as you get better and learn and get some experience and get tired of, giving up hits, you learn how to throw more pitcher strikes. It's the guys that don't ever throw the strikes that can't get to the next thing because they're either afraid of contact or don't have the command to, command the baseball or something of that nature. So Jackson's certainly in that first category. And, I think Mike and the pitching staff have done a good job helping him. He's got to continue to work on his arsenal, get the breaking ball better. He's a big time sinker, pronator. So sometimes that breaking ball and those guys like that takes a little while to figure out the breaking ball and the changeup. But he, like yesterday, I mean, everything was at the knees, man. He was throwing ground balls. It was boom, boom, boom. And he, in that environment, you're starting as a true freshman against a guy that's going to be one of the top 5 picks in the draft, maybe 10 picks in the draft on the other team. And I thought he handled himself great. I was really proud of him.
Yeah, he looked as smooth as I've seen him all season, just dicing guys up. I mean, 4 innings, no runs, 3 hits, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts.
Yep.
I'll take that from a freshman or from anybody against number 8.
Yeah, it was good. And, again, that's the longest he's gone. We may be guilty of overprotecting guys, I think, when they're young especially. But we want them to continue to develop. And when you don't do that, I think it's hard to develop when you're banged up. And so I think we've done that with this group. And, Ben Tanton, both those guys, those are the longest outings of the year, and that's in week 13. So they certainly have built up to that.
Yeah.
The babyface assassin. That was the CB. You need to trademark that or something because it was.
Yeah, I need to get into my in my Canva and do something because I got an idea for it. Yeah, I don't like his dad shared something that I'm not a fan of the AI slop, so I got to make something my own maybe.
There we go. Yeah.
Well, he was getting some national attention while he was absolutely shoving, which, we don't want to get too national, but there were a lot of fan bases very jealous that we had a Ben Tanton and they didn't.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Yeah. Well, those words get out. Certainly it's just part of the what we're dealing with in our, time frame of the thing. Gary Gilmore, they had a really nice, ceremony for the 2016 national championship team before Saturday's game, and Coach Gilmore's there, and I've known him forever, and we got to visit. And he sent a nice text after the game yesterday and said, "Man, some really good-looking young arms." He said, what did he say? He said, "Don't let them play this summer. Take their phone away from them." The way this stuff's
honestly
going nowadays. So he said, it's just how it is. But those guys have all gotten better. And, I still think that, Chris Cavalcante and Maddox Jack, those 2 guys they're a little bit behind those other 2, but they're going to come. I believe those guys also have a bright future here. And, everybody's journey is a little bit different, right? When they actually figure it out and it pops, you just don't. I don't have a crystal ball big enough to know the answer to that one. Working, and if they're the right kids and they're talented enough, then it happens for them.
Yeah, I think that was Chris Cavalcante's 3rd time facing Richmond this year too, wasn't it? Hasn't he pitched in all 3 Richmond games?
I know the first one there he did. He threw 2 innings.
I can't remember if he did the second one.
I don't remember the second one. If he did or...
Well, just I've been trying to quietly keep track of who we've played in the non-conference, and you've really caught VCU and Richmond playing their best ball. I mean, they're tied for 2nd right now in the A10 behind St. Joe's. So like even that midweek work is actually against some pretty damn good offenses, even though they're in the A10.
Yeah,
he did. He faced Richmond all 3 times, faced East Carolina both times.
Yeah.
Battle tested at least.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, and the thing, we talked about with him is like building experiences, not having to start every time right down here, like taking the next step. And some days he's got to be better at that, without a doubt. But we think he will. I think Maddox Jack is. I hate we didn't get him in there this weekend, but that's the way it worked out. If you had a crystal ball, you'd have thrown him in that game on Friday. But you don't. So that's the nature of the bullpen.
Yeah.
Well, at the end of the day, you came away with 2 huge wins down there. I mean, it just opens the door for more possibilities, but I think it just adds to this quiet confidence that the guys on your team have been building. Like since that Southern Miss series, it's a different team in that dugout.
Yeah, hopefully we're playing, but we're definitely playing better baseball, and hopefully we can keep that up and take it into the postseason with us. So for all the things, this group's had to go through, the players and the coaches, the last 2 years, it's fun to be playing well right now and kind of overcoming some of those things. I think people will tend to maybe forget about them, but we won't. We're a few months away from, hopefully being in that ballpark. So that's exciting.
Yeah, I think that's a very fair point that a lot of people, the people that tend to be angry the ballpark's not complete, and it's like, who is this hurting more than the people that are trying to use it every day? Like, I'm sorry, it's inconvenience use slightly. These guys are out there working every day, and trust me, they're the ones really having some issues. So yeah, I think you're right that that's going to be the kind of thing that just will get overlooked, especially as you move into the beautiful place next year.
Yeah, and it's just the people you talk to. I was talking to Kevin Schnall, their coach, and he's like, "Man, we're watching video of y'all's games, and like there's nobody there." And we hear people say, "Yeah, it's just dead. There's no atmosphere at all." And I was like, "Yeah, it's what we're dealing with every day right now." And I don't think anybody understands how much a home field fan base that gets loud, and when you're in a venue that allows that, can help, because it really can. And so for 2 years now we haven't really had that, and so that's but we need to suck it up for 3 more games and not worry about that, just create our own energy. And we probably let the guys go a little bit crazier than normal this year, just because we felt like that's the only energy down here, and we need it. And I've probably gotten warned more for dugout noise this year than ever. And guys are, "Hey, coach, you guys can't bang on the thing." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I'll tell them."
Yeah.
After the next half inning, I'll tell them.
Yeah. Literally have certain times they do it every single time.
Yeah, let me get this new pitcher's adrenaline dump real quick, and then we'll be quiet.
Yeah, and then I never do. So
That's
it's kind of what we need to go through, to try to boost the energy up at certain times in the game, right? So where normally the fans are doing that,
right? Yeah.
Anything, they're getting loud and clapping, and
especially they're right on ODU. They're kind of right on top of you a lot too, which is nice.
Yeah,
it really helps feel that energy flow
awesome.
Down.
Yeah. It's going to be close, and even behind the plate with all the people are going to be right there on the field and rally alley. I think we got a chance to really kind of it can be a suffocating feeling like that, so we're hopeful for that anyway.
I'm excited for the first Sun Belt series next year, when they're not used to anything going on at ODU because they're being on the road and construction or playing at another ballpark or something. And all of a sudden there's a guy 9 beers deep at Rally Alley on the corner of that dugout. I mean, it's not gonna be me, but it might be. Who knows?
probably Sam Sinnen.
Yeah. We got plenty.
Maybe so.
Yeah,
for sure. So, but again, I know we'll I guess the next one of these would be from traveling to the tournament potentially.
That's what we meant to talk to him about, how we have to figure out how to do this if we do it Saturday. We'll talk to you about that. Yeah, we'll figure out what night is how the best way to do that is. Yeah, maybe it's you and me on the bus. Who knows?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
You do that.
Tales from the road.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. Hopefully it is on the way down to the tournament.
Yes. That's the hope and the goal.
Yeah.
So
thank you guys.
Finney, we appreciate you. Yeah, we missed you last week.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I thought about it. I was like, man, I don't know. Maybe I didn't do it last week. And
hey, we love having you, but whatever works, man. Yeah.
We had the same conversation about possibly recording yesterday instead of today, just to keep it going.
Yeah. So Steph came. This is a good story. Steph came with us. It was Mother's Day weekend, and on the way back, the guys were all saying, she's a good luck charm and all that. And said, well, maybe I'll have to go on another trip. And so Hayes goes, you say that like you have a choice. Like, you don't mess with a winning streak.
Yeah.
Like, let's go. So that was fun.
That's funny.
But, yeah. So
you had a good contingent down there.
Huh?
You had a good contingent of ODU fans down there because I could hear them a whole game on Sunday.
Good, man. It was a lot of parents and
can't imagine people want to go to Myrtle Beach.
And we stayed at a really cool old beach resort right on the south end of the beach, and we were right on the beach, man. It was neat. The guys did stretching and stuff out on the beach one day, and you could walk out there. It was beautiful, and that was really neat. So it was good. Well, all right, I'll let you guys go. Thank you. Go Monarchs.
Go Monarchs. Thanks, Vinny.
Thanks, Vinny.
All righty. That's great. Missed that last week, man. That's something else.
I know, but now I'm afraid we've jinxed the whole damn thing.
Well, you only jinx it if you believe you jinxed it. If you just, hey, we've had them on all year. I always say, like, I love baseball, and I'm super. Trust me, when I played, I would, you sprint to the field and you jump over the foul line, but at the same time, it's like I'm well aware that nothing I'm doing is affecting what these guys are doing. It doesn't matter what shirt or hat I'm wearing, where I stand. It's completely irrelevant. So if other people believe that, I guess, but I know me personally, nothing I'm doing is affecting what's going on in this game.
It's irrelevant, but when it works, it messes with your brain. Like Friday, I did the whole listen to Ted and watch ESPN Plus on mute. And then Saturday, I just watched the ESPN Plus broadcast and we won. So you can guess what I did on Sunday.
I'll say the only game I didn't watch this weekend, I saw the very end, was the Friday game because I was at a high school game. So the two games I sat and watched the whole game, we played great and won. So, if you want to start talking about superstitions and that, maybe I did it. Who knows?
Whatever you were doing last Saturday and Sunday, I need you to replicate it, but on Friday and Saturday of this week coming up.
Well, I'll be at all three of them, so I'll be replicating that. We'll be there.
Yeah, I definitely have Saturday, TBD on Friday. Apparently, it's difficult to get a hotel in Norfolk on the Friday night of ODU's graduation. Who would have thought?
Yeah, who'd have thought?
Who would have thought?
Hey, if you want to come sleep on my couch in my condo and have the cat on your face, you can do that. You're more than welcome.
Yes, I will find some way, shape, or form to get down there. Definitely not going to miss Saturday because that's when they're going to do the graduation ceremony for the players. That's obviously a big deal for them since baseball really can never attend a spring graduation.
Well, I think Saturday is the senior day. I think Friday is a graduation.
Friday's great. Okay. Oh, that makes sense because they're all going to be at graduation on Saturday. At least the faculty and staff will be.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well,
there we go.
We got to get to players of the week here real quick. So give you a second to get your stats.
I was going to say, let's know if we had that or not.
I don't think either one of these guys are going to shock anyone for their player of the week.
What a shocker, right? So Ben Tanton, you were kind of saying it during the game, and I don't know if any of those awards have come out or not, but it's kind of like National Pitcher of the Week type stuff. 5 scoreless innings on the road as a freshman at number 8 is pretty phenomenal. Only 1 hit, like as Finney pointed out, with 2 outs in the 9th, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. So Ben he's well on his way to. We're kind of at the point in the year where you kind of cementing the guys who are going to win the year-long awards. And I don't know what somebody else would have to do here at the end of the season to take over for Ben being the pitcher of the year for the team. So that says a lot about him as a freshman. I think I shared that the other day. He's got 7 wins. That's the most for a Monarch since Sam Armstrong had 9 in 2023. The last time a Monarch had double digits was 2007. Anthony Schaller. He went 11-2. And for people who might remember Anthony Schaller, he was a hitter. He was an outfielder, DH also. That same season, he also hit 305 with 10 doubles, 5 triples, 5 homers, 35 RBIs. So Anthony had a pretty good year. I can't remember if I think that was his senior year before he ended up playing a few years in the minors for the Tigers. I think he made it all the way to Double-A. So Ben's having a great year. And then a couple of guys obviously had great times. Okonkwo, we pointed out 4 scoreless on Sunday, 3 hits, a walk, 3 strikeouts. Sulpizio, I let the cat be in here, and now she's trying to get up on you. This is a mistake. It was fine until I all of a sudden want to start talking.
The cat just wants a vote in player of the week. That's all. Really just agreeing on Ben Tanton.
I was like, she's a year old now. She's fine. No, she's not. So Sulpizio, we know he got the win yesterday, but that was interesting scoring because it could either give him the win or the save. But I think giving the win was the right way to go. Got the win, 3 2/3 innings, 1 run, 2 hits, no walks, 6 strikeouts. No walks, 6 strikeouts is phenomenal. And then Patrick Johnson. Patrick, he was in 2 games. He got the win on the Tuesday game, 3 2/3 innings. See,
we just have a new co-host on the podcast.
There's Bucky for anybody who's been wanting to see Bucky. It's killing me.
The star of the show has finally arrived after 16 episodes.
Yeah, 3 2/3 innings, no runs, no hits, 2 walks, 5 strikes. So, and as they pointed out, now we have the context of knowing that he just didn't have it when he came in the game on yesterday on Sunday. It's good to know he was able to get those 2 outs anyway. Well, so anything you want to add about the pitching now that I'm dealing with a cat?
Well, just Patrick Johnson. I mean, he got 2 outs, didn't allow a hit or a run, and they said he doesn't have it today. I think we've had many times this year, and we've probably had someone who looked like they had it, and they did substantially worse coming out of the bullpen.
Right.
So for not having your best, that's a hell of a job at Patrick Johnson not melt down that inning, because that could have gone sideways in a hurry with the momentum they could have built. So pumped for that. I mean, I'm so happy for Nick Sulpizio. Like, it makes sense to hear him now talk about how he's throwing the 4-seam fastball more because it already had a ton of movement. But like that's an arm we've been waiting to look like this, and he's looked like this the last couple of weeks. But I mean, Ben Tan, how I couldn't find another pitcher that has gone on the road to a top 10 team this year to throw 5 scoreless innings anywhere.
Wow.
SEC, ACC. If I'm wrong, point it out to me. But that's like usually guys that are doing that are being talked about in the first round of the draft, and he's a freshman.
That's great. I mean, Ben's been phenomenal. And we had him, what was it, last week we had him on? No, it wasn't last week. It was a few weeks back, about a month ago now, probably. Just the best kid, too. I mean, best kid, great parents, great family. We got a gem, and it's great. And hopefully he just keeps on being himself and keeps on having the success. And hopefully he just does it for the rest of this year and 2 more years. And then maybe we'll be talking about first round pick. That'd be something else. That'd be cool.
Yeah, he's got the competitiveness for it. Like he is that quiet, competitive guy. That's why he is the baby-faced assassin.
It's all the golf. All the golf did it. All right. So then our hitters, and this is another one. I think before we even got to Sunday, we were like, well, it's probably going to be Ben and Will, and it's like, well, and then Will I think had 3 more hits yesterday. So he was 9 for 17 for the week. Had 2 doubles, a homer, 4 RBIs, added in 3 walks, 5 runs, a stolen base. It's another just phenomenal week. I think he was the player of the week 2 weeks ago for the hitter of the week. I think it was last week. It was last week he was the hitter of the week. So off a couple of great weeks, as Finney pointed out, having a great second half. Maverick Stallings, another really great week, 6 out of 13, 2 homers, both of them in that Tuesday game against Richmond, 6 RBIs, 5 walks, a couple of hit by a pitch, 5 runs scored. Efren Morales, another good week, 5 out of 12. Had a double, 3 RBIs, had 5 walks and a hit by a pitch. That's a ton for Efren. He's not a guy who really walks or gets hit a lot. I think he's up over 20 walks now, so he's doing a lot better with that, which is great. 5 runs and stole a base, which is wonderful. The new thing around the house when I watch with my parents, I've compared Efren to Little Mario, like Tiny Mario before he hits. Yeah, before he gets the mushroom, like so in the very beginning, like Super Mario, when he's kind of because it's just when you watch F, like he's not slow, but he's not fast, and when he's running, it's like a whole lot of motion. He's a gamer, he's a dude, so it's a whole lot of motion, but it's just not kind of going anywhere. But he made a nice I think first to third, I think he made a second to home, so made some nice runs yesterday. And then finally Mac Dye, who had struggled for a while, really had struggled for a bit, but he was 6 for 14 with a homer, an RBI, and 5 runs scored this week. So he got back on the horse and had a nice week. And so if Mac could keep that going through the end of the season here, again, could do some really great things.
Yeah, it was good to see Mac. He's just getting around on the baseball, so everything is going a little bit more to the pull side now. And before he was popping up so many balls to first base foul territory that side, so he's kind of smoothed out his swing a little bit. I mean, Will was on fire. Like all 9 of those hits were against Coastal. Like he was over 3 against Richmond with 2 walks, so 9 hits against the conference leader. That's pretty awesome stuff. You're talking about F. He's kind of flown under the radar a little bit. We've talked about him. We know he's tough at the plate, but even I didn't realize that he is now leading the team in batting average at 362. His on-base percentage is 472.
Yeah,
And
his
when we
on base
had him,
percentage is nuts.
it's I mean, his OPS is 902, and I think he only has 1 home run and 6 doubles. Like,
Yeah,
that's pretty solid there. But when he was on
he's
the
definitely a
podcast,
guy that, like, if he can keep adding that strength and become a doubles hitter, I mean, what a phenomenal baseball player that is.
I mean, those are crazy numbers. And when he was on the podcast, I guess it was about a month ago now, maybe 5 weeks ago, he was talking about being much more selective at the plate and watching more balls. And you've seen that come through now. And when he hits like he does, and he's got the good eye, you get a kid that's hitting over 360. And I mean, that's not necessarily common for us without like a lot of power behind it.
Right. That's great. It's really he's kind of a throwback player. He's that kind of guy. Like you think of Luis Arias in the big leagues, where they don't know what to do with him. You know, he's always got a spot and he's always playing, but teams don't really seem to value him because he didn't hit a ton of home runs. I mean, I think he's been playing like 8 or 9 years and has maybe 30 home runs in his career. You know, he's a guy, but he goes out and hits 340 every year. And it's like, well, it's a lot of singles. It's like, well, what's wrong with that? I don't understand what the problem is with a guy getting on base. It's a very weird thing where we've like these guys who, I mean, back in the day, Luis Arias would have been like as revered as Pete Rose, right?
Yeah.
And now it's just like, yeah, he's really great, but like, so what? You know, it's there's nothing wrong with the guy getting a ton of hits and getting on base. That's a great thing. So I thoroughly appreciate and understand how important Efrain Morales is, and I think fortunately our team does also.
Yeah, and Tony, I mean, the thing about like if Tony Gwynn came up into Major League Baseball right now, would he get the love and admiration that he deserves just from being like basically impossible to strike out? Maybe that's the biggest thing is Tony Gwynn never really struck out.
Yeah,
he struck out more in his career than some guys, do an entire season, which is nuts.
I mean, F has 13 and 130 at bats. That's kind of unheard of for hitters nowadays.
Especially against some damn good pitching too. It's not like we're playing a bum conference here. We got some dudes that are going to get drafted.
And almost all of his at bats have been coming in conference because he really was kind of hurt before that.
Yeah. He didn't get to pad it with any of the earlier series, really. Maverick clicks over to double-digit home runs this week. He's got 11 now.
So he's on pace to be the home run leader for his 3 seasons he played with us, which is pretty great. That's pretty phenomenal when you end up leading the team. I think he's not, obviously the records got reset when Kootenai and Garriola hit all those home runs. I think the record right now is like 43 or something, but Maverick's getting close-ish to, a few years back would have been like coming up on the all-time home run record for ODU. So it just tell you in 3 years he's again, it's like, was it 10, 9, and 11 now? I mean, not like the craziest numbers of all time. It just shows you he's been consistently doing it.
Yeah, and he's still hitting with good average at 324. He's getting on base, doing all those things.
He's got 1,000 OPS.
That's
nuts.
Not bad. Not bad.
589 slugging. He's slugging like 100 points higher than anybody else. I mean, Maverick is over 100. Yeah, Maverick's a dude. And what's really been good for him this year is it wasn't like the last couple of years. Remember, I mean, what did we pick out? That April 15th was the date where he was just like honestly kind of terrible and then was phenomenal. This year, he just started out really good. He really hasn't, and I don't want to say it and jinx him, but now we're talking about all these jinxes. Now you got me in my head. But he started out playing well. He's been pretty consistent. Obviously, you have a game here or there, and Maverick has just been, he's a 5th-year senior, and it's exactly what you would expect and hope for from a 5th-year senior. It's a guy who is he's a ball player. We've been talking about he's phenomenal on defense. Maverick, and this is one of those cases where it's such a shame that they've ruined the minor leagues because Maverick Stallings should be a professional baseball player.
Should be, yes.
And the reality is he's a 5th-year senior. He's probably not going to get drafted. I would hopefully somebody would sign him. You hope with that kind of power as a second baseman who plays great second base, somebody will sign him. Maybe somebody will draft him. I would be shocked just because of not because of him, but because of the way they've done things now. It seems like he might have to go play indie ball. But Maverick Stallings is a professional baseball player and looks like a professional baseball player, plays and acts like a professional baseball player, and should be one. And it's frustrating to me it's going to be the kind of thing where you're going to make the game worse. It might be 10, 20 years before we realize it, but they're much worse off because guys like Maverick Stallings don't have a spot to play.
I mean, second base is one of those positions where if you can steal some power, you should. And
Yeah.
Maverick has the power and he's got the defensive chops. I mean, he made a play pretty deep in the gap on the right side. I thought he blew his knee out and he was limping a little bit when he got up. But to go track that down with a fast runner and make the throw look easy to first, I mean, he makes those things look super easy. So I agree. Somebody in a front office somewhere is going to go, you mean the guy that hit 11 bombs his final year of college, like can play second base at a plus level too? Someone's got to give him some shot there just to see what he can do at the single A, double A level.
It's a problem because I was, I think honestly Maverick is a better player, but Zach Morris is a local kid here. He went to VMI, ended up at Duke his final year, and that guy was an All-American and didn't get signed to play pro. And it just tells you he was the same thing, second baseman with some pop and some steals, had actually more speed. And again, it's just like both those guys should be playing professional baseball. And I just think that I hate to be that downer as we're talking about guys and how great they are, but it's just a matter of like what a travesty of what they've done to minor league baseball. I hate it because you're only going to end up in the end not having as good of players because you're missing out on that. Because sometimes sometimes the worst case you sign that guy, you sign a guy like Maverick and you send him down to A-ball, the rookie level team. And he's there, and he's basically like the pro already. He's the guy that's there with you got your high school guys that got drafted maybe that year or the year before, and he's like a pro for them. And you got the Dominican kids who are like, 17, 18, 19 coming up. He's the pro for this. So worst case scenario, you just have like a veteran, even though he's only in his first year playing pro ball. Best case is you let that guy play for a few years, and he screws around, becomes a prospect, and he's in the big leagues for you. It's like it's just
you can't lose. Can't lose. Can't lose.
A wide tangent off of what's actually ODU baseball, but it's still just that it bugs me as someone who used to like really love going to minor league baseball and watching guys develop and seeing it. It's a shame.
Yeah, it's a different world now, and I agree with you. It's not necessarily for the better.
Yeah.
But I want to talk who you all should root for this weekend because it's a little bit complex. We can't do it all ourselves, but we will help ourselves out. I mean, if we sweep, obviously 5 and 6 becomes a possibility in terms of seeding. We absolutely have to win this series. Like there's no question about it. Like we could still backdoor in if we only got one win, but that's going to be problematic for us. We're focusing on that like 5-6 possibility. So obviously,
I mean, James Madison is bad. We need to go out, which again, we just got to take the pitch in front of you. But again, we're here. We're just talking heads. We can talk about it. They need to go out and sweep this team. They're bad. They should go out and whip them. The only thing they got going for them is they got like 8 or 10 guys that are from around here from the 757. So they're going to be like jacked up playing at home. But honestly, a lot of them don't play necessarily. So it might not be that big of a bump for them. Maybe some feeling good on the bench that mom and dad's cooking is coming at night.
Yeah, I think there is like one scenario where they could sneak in as the 10 seed, but for the most part, they're done. If they lose one game, they are 100% done. Obviously, Georgia Southern is out, and then behind us is Arkansas State and ULM at 11 and 16, and Georgia State at 12 and 15. So, presuming that we win at least 2 games this weekend, here's what we need: ODU take two or three. You need App State to sweep Georgia State. We can't catch App. The best we can do is time in the standings. They have the tiebreaker. So let's just get Georgia State as one of those teams that's definitely not making the tournament.
It's like the thing in curling where like you can't get the point, but you just knock the other person out of the point. That's what we're looking for. A lot of that. A lot of like hit the rock out of the zone.
Yes, because if Georgia State's out of the picture, that's one less team we do not have a tiebreaker against.
Yes.
All the Coastal Carolina gear and all the terrible things you told their fans which they deserve this weekend. You got to go root for Coastal this week.
Yeah.
Them sweeping Louisiana is our best bet to get into that 60. We need Louisiana to lose.
They're one game up on us. So yeah, we need them to go away.
Yes, they need to drop down because the tiebreakers get interesting. Marshall and Texas State. This is the really funky one. We can't have a sweep either way. A sweep either way is bad for us.
These are the 2 teams tied with us.
Yes, Texas State winning that series 2-1 is ideal because the first tiebreaker when there's 2 teams that are tied, because it gets different as you have more teams. Number 1 is head-to-head. We did not play Texas State this year. That's out the window. The number 2 is what did you do against the highest rated common opponent, which would be Coastal Carolina. So we actually would have that tiebreaker over Texas State if it's a 2-team tie. So Texas State takes phenomenal. 2 out of 3. Yes. If they could just split the first 2 games and we don't, who cares about the rest? But really we need Texas State to win that thing. Arkansas State and South Alabama. would be great if Arkansas State actually got that sweep, because we have the tiebreaker over them, and it all of a sudden would open up the 5 seed for us. Because if South Alabama's at 15-15, we can get to 16 wins, or if we're also 15-15, that would be super helpful to get them out of the way. And then Southern Miss, Georgia Southern, who cares? We can't catch either one, and Georgia Southern's out. I imagine that might be a ugly, ugly series.
Yeah, I have a feeling that this is where Coastal is going to get a little anxious, because Southern Miss gets to play Georgia Southern at the end, and we saw Georgia Southern not very good. And so, as we said, the Southern Miss fans were enjoying ODU this weekend because ODU helped get them within 1 game. Or of course, they went out and did their job too. They went out and swept JMU, which we like because we like seeing JMU lose. So I would say we have a friendly relationship with Southern Miss, despite how Sulpizio felt about them out in the bullpen there. But yeah, so there's a rooting interest. That's good. And if maybe we need to write this up in some short way as like a ODU fans rooting guide, and maybe kind of update it day by day. I hate to put stuff on you to do.
Oh, that's
that might be a fun one.
Gonna do that out on social media this weekend as the results come rolling in. But the biggest and most important one for us getting the 6 seed is Louisiana losing. So if you forget all the rest, ODU wins. We need Coastal to win. If those 2 things happen, we got a lot of possibilities. But most importantly, we just need to go win. JMU.
None of it works if you don't go win.
Yeah, and I think we've quietly said, like you've said it, we're consistently inconsistent. Well, we can go on the road and beat the top team in the league. We could definitely lose at home to one of the worst teams in the league. But hopefully we treat them like Georgia Southern and just take care of business.
This is the don't get too high, don't get too low. It's like, okay, you won a series at number 8. All right, you still got to go play number 13 out of 14 here in the conference. So go and take care of your business at home. For some of these guys last weekend, they were going to play at home. So go and enjoy it. Get the grads to do all the fun stuff and just go. And like I said, James Madison is not a good team. They haven't been a good team for several years. Frankly, I hope they're never a good team again. That would be great.
They're good enough at football and basketball, kicking our ass there.
That's so I have
baseball.
Hopefully it's like some kind of thing they can catch, and they'll all just be bad at everything soon enough. Even their volleyball comes and spanks us too. I mean, they're good at a lot of things.
And their women's lacrosse team is really damn good too.
I saw that too. Yeah.
I need to go do the math again, but I'm pretty sure that if ODU wins this series, we split the Commonwealth Cup again, or whatever the hell we call it.
I think Justice was saying we win if we sweep. I think we would win the royal rivalry.
Yeah, it's a speech impediment, the trophy, whatever they call it.
The Verger.
Yeah.
The royal rivalry. I'm not Ted Alexander. I can't roll it off like
Ted's just a pro, man.
So good.
But yeah, I mean, I don't particularly care about that thing. Like, we got to beat them in some other sports first. But if you need more motivation for some reason to go beat your in-state rival, we've shown up well against Richmond. We've shown up well against VCU, against Norfolk State. All these other, in-state teams that are in the group of 5 kind of level, we've handled business. We should go do it again. Because if you win all 3, if you win Thursday, you're in the tournament. If you win all 3, you're probably not playing on Tuesday anymore. And that's what we need. We just get that 6 seed.
That's what we need. And so, if you're listening, if you're able to, I know it's a little awkward with the Thursday night and the Friday. I had to take off Friday afternoon, which is fine by me because I'm starting my vacation so I can go down to the tournament. And then the Saturday afternoon, no excuse not to be at that one. So get on out there. If you're able to, hey, if you have to show up a little bit late on Friday, go for it. But get out there. We know it doesn't take much to pack the outfield stands. So get out there, pack them up, and be loud. Make sure they hear you.
Yes, and if you're coming Saturday, because that's the only day I know for sure I'm coming to now, if you need a ticket, I've got a voucher book with probably 20-something vouchers in it.
There you go.
Shoot me a message at 3G Williams on Twitter, Hudson Homer's account, Instagram too. Just let us know. I'll happy to give you a voucher so you can come to the game, enjoy it, cheer on our guys, and hopefully, send them off to Montgomery looking good.
Yeah. That's the hope. We're hoping for the good weekend and have a nice ride down and play on Wednesday. That's what we want.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that, I'm sure, next week. But then if you pick the play on Wednesday, if you win Wednesday and Thursday, you get Friday off. It's just a much better path.
Yep, and I believe that the last 3 or 4 teams that have won the Sun Belt have gone that path. They've gone top 6 seed, won their first 2, cruised on Friday, then just beat the brakes off everyone who's out of pitching after that.
Pretty hard not to, because otherwise, even if you win on Tuesday, then you still got to win on Wednesday and on Thursday. And then by the time you get that day off, it's still, you're pretty depleted at that point.
Yeah, and if you win on Tuesday, you're playing either Coastal or Southern Miss.
Right. Which we can beat them. Well, we can beat them, but
we can beat them. They're harder to beat, but we can beat them. We've proven we can.
We can beat. That's the one nice thing they showed. I love weekends like this against Coastal because it's that kind of proof of concept. We've been saying all year is like when these guys are right, they can beat anybody, and they can.
Yeah.
And a lot of it, it makes you look back at a lot of things and say, well, the reasons we lost a lot of things were self-inflicted. When we're losing things is because the guys were walking everybody and making errors and swinging the bad pitches and just shooting themselves in the foot. So you hope it, we forget they're college kids. Sometimes it takes a while to learn. It takes a while to the things that seem obvious to us as wizened older folks, to them sometimes a little harder to grasp, and it takes them, they have to fail before they see it.
Yeah, we do tend to play better as a team when we don't have classes anymore. So that's also something to look forward to. When they can just be ball players. But I think that'll do it for us this week. CB, got anything else? Final plugs?
Go Monarchs. Okay, I don't know where she is. Who knows where she is? She's always waiting.
Yes. All right. Go Monarchs. See y'all this weekend.
Go Monarchs.